Hello everyone, and welcome to channel update. This is going to be my first channel update that I've ever done. This is my 1-year anniversary actually of being on YouTube, so hooray for that. And this also marks my 1,000 subscriber. I'm actually going to be doing my first giveaway that's going to be here, so be sure to watch out for that after this video. It's going to be released shortly after that, if not at the same time. So look out for that as well. But yes, 1-year anniversary on YouTube, and just to start off right into it, I just wanted to touch upon why I started my channel to begin with. And I started my channel with 2 goals in mind. One goal that had absolutely nothing to do with creating fragrances or reviewing fragrances or fragrance related at all, and that was just to become a better speaker, a better impromptu speaker, one that could talk about a certain subject just on the drop of a dime. If it's something that I know about, I wanted to be able to speak about it clearly, concisely, and just with information loaded up so that the viewer comes away with more knowledge on their hands, so they're able to make more of an informed decision. I wanted to kind of do that. So to that end, I also joined Toastmasters at the same time, but I started doing these videos. These videos, for those of you who don't know, are just all done in one take. There is no editing, there's no redoing it or anything like that. I just go through, do what I have to do, and be done with it. And that's the way I've always approached these videos. And it's for, 1, because I'm selfish, and 2, because I did want to get better at doing these, impromptu type speaking things. So that is why, the primary reason actually why I started this fragrance channel. I figured out, why not do this impromptu speaking on fragrances? And that's what I ended up coming up with, and that's how I started this channel. The second primary reason was I had just started literally looking at a whole bunch of reviewers, looked over reviewers like Tim, J.R. Ryder, Mark, Cubby, a couple others that have been around, and Brandon, and decided, hey, you know what? I think I can do this as well. So I figured, all right, this is what I'm going to go ahead and do. So I started to model my channel out off of what I thought I would like to view most in a bunch of videos. But either way, that's why I started my channel. My target goal for my channel before, at least how I started, is I wanted to take a lot of the good things that I saw in other channels and kind of incorporate it into my own style. So, to that end, I saw J.R. Ryder's channel. I saw how well he was with presentation. I couldn't duplicate his exact presentation or anything like that, and I didn't want to, but at the same time, I wanted to take away from J.R. Ryder's channel, and Hero's channel for that matter, what I felt they did best, and that's kind of get you excited for a fragrance. Again, I don't think I've done that well. I will work on that in this upcoming year. The second thing that I wanted was, like I saw from Cubby's channel, and that was his reviews were short, clear, and concise, and I loved that in a fragrance review. I wanted to take that aspect of it. Now, I wasn't able to make them as short as 5 minutes in any stretch or imagination, but I wanted to keep it around 10 minutes, and I wanted to keep those 10 minutes packed with information that you would actually need. So I wanted to keep the rambling to a minimum. I wanted to really stay on topic and be as focused as I can. For some of my videos, I've been able to do that. Others, not so much. Like the Pure series that I have, I kind of talk a little bit more just because those have a little bit more history that I feel people would want to hear. So that's kind of the thoughts behind that. Now, the other aspect that I wanted to touch upon was, being in. I wanted to be very thorough. I saw that from Mark's channel. Mark has pretty much always been a very thorough reviewer, and I wanted to take that away from it. I wanted my reviews, I wanted the viewer, when they view the channel, to pretty much come away with no possible questions, afterwards. So, I did my best to accomplish that. I realized that I could have done a better job, and that's another thing that I will be working on going forward. kind of to rewind it back a little, to touch on presentation a little bit more, I will possibly be working on presentation just to add a little couple things, but for me it's very important that I don't put too much into it, just because once I start doing that I become a real perfectionist and I want to make them as good as they possibly can go, and then it just kind of snowballs from there. It doesn't become as enjoyable. Right now this is almost like a small stress reliever for me. I just do the video, put it out, and be done with it, and I'm done. So all the research and everything that I do is beforehand. So literally my videos are just like you looking at my notes that I have, you know, scrabbled down for each fragrance in my little compendium or whatever it is. But that kind of was my thought process in going forward. So my goal was to make videos that were under 10 minutes or hovering around the 10-minute mark. I wanted them to be concise. I wanted them to get straight to the point. I wanted to get you, you know, I wanted to answer questions about the fragrance for you, whether it be longevity, whether it be how I feel it goes in this kind of weather, what occasion. I wanted to touch on all of that. And finally, I wanted to do all this from the perspective of, you know, helping both the person who's been around fragrances for a long time, who's well adjusted in the fragrance community, if you will, and at the same time I also wanted to do to help out the person who is brand new to fragrances. If they got, for example, Polo Blue, or they wanted to experience Polo Blue, then that person would be able to just punch in it, take a look at my review, and come away, you know, with hopefully their questions answered. So that was the goal of my videos, and that still is the goal of my videos going forward. So that's why I took the approach that I did. But going forward, there is at least one definite addition that I will be adding to my videos, and that is almost a reviewer spotlight, where basically I will take 3 reviewers that I have, you know, subscribed to, and then explain, you know, the best part of their channel or why you should go ahead and subscribe to them. This is kind of in response. I have gotten a lot of requests to do shout outs and to do, you know, kind of spotlight type things, and this is my response to that. I generally wanted to keep my channel just strictly on reviews and strictly on top 10 lists, and try to keep you know, the inside type banter to a minimum. So I don't do first impressions, because generally my first impression may not be what I get from the fragrance once I've thoroughly tested it. It will frequently change, and so for that reason I just don't feel that the first impressions kind of had a place on my channel. The same thing goes for shout outs, and, you know, like I said, that's kind of my response. You're going to see reviewer spotlights almost on my channel in the What's Up Doc series, kind of highlighting just that. So that's the key, a major thing to keep out for. And the final thing that you're probably going to see is an increase in the number of videos that I put out in general. I kind of wanted to keep the amount of videos that I put out to 1 every 7 days, basically giving you about 4 videos a month. I'm going to up that to possibly about 1 every 5 days or so, which will give you about 6 videos a month as opposed to 4. And that's because, you know, I kind of want to get through reviewing a little bit more, a decent amount more of fragrances than I have. So that number may actually change, but it is my intention to start reviewing more fragrances than I have been. Yeah, that kind of touches on that. Now, the other thing I want to comment on is just the whole community aspect. When I came in doing reviews, I really came in with the mindset that I wasn't going to be too dead set involved in the community, and that's just because as far as the internet goes, I am probably what you would consider a veteran on it. I know that sounds kind of weird, but you know, I first started using the internet probably around, when I was like 10 years old, which was about 20 years ago. I'm 31 now. Actually probably around 11 years old is when I started, and that makes 20 years. So it was around, so yeah, I've been around for a while, and I've seen basically a whole ton of sides to people, and there are reasons for the stances that I take when I take. When it comes to community, I really wanted to keep my channel focused on fragrances and fragrance related topics at least. So that kind of was my goal for it. And as far as community goes, I wanted to keep a lot of negative things that I saw outside of it. So if you come to discuss politics, if you come to discuss a certain person's demeanor, that's all well and good, but at the same time I don't want it on my channel. And so that's kind of why my channel is so fragrance oriented on that aspect. It's just to talk about fragrances, that's it. But at the same time, while I've kind of taken this step back from how I've kind of taken a step back from anything that's not fragrance related or anything like that, I have received a substantial amount of help from well-meaning individuals, and that cannot go unthanked. The first two that I've got to thank right off the bat are the ones that started it, and that's Pete, who has his channel, as well as Miguel Barnes, who has his channel. And those two, really got me started. I believe they both released videos at the time, pretty much, giving me a shout out. So I really have to thank that. Even though I don't do shout outs, I really have to thank those two for those two shout outs. And the other two who gave me big shout outs were Hito, the Hype, Miguel, as some of you already know, Miguel Manga. And that's, he made an entire video basically highlighting my channel and everything, and that led to well over I want to say 100 subscribers right off the bat. So I really got to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'll leave links to all their channels down here as well. And the other guy I got to thank is Mark, who did give me a shout out. It was a bit ago, when I think it was around the time where he was doing his Fragrance Idol contest or something like that. And for that, I gotta definitely give a thank. But the real thank you to Mark has to go for just liking my video, believe it or not. I woke up one morning and saw I had a ton of subscriptions. I was like, what the heck is going on? Is it because my review was so fantastic? Probably not. And I looked at it and I was wondering how the heck were people, just subscribing to it. And I just happened to be glancing over my Facebook like summary updates, and I saw Mark liked one of my videos, and immediately I realized, okay, that's why I have an extra 20 subscribers all of a sudden overnight. And so that I have to give a definite thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. Along the lines of community, I always gotta thank those that I've been speaking with over on Facebook, at least constantly. There are many Facebook groups out there, and got to thank Igor, Luis, Frank, Ahmed, Atta. There's a ton of names literally that I would have to thank, and so anyone who is in that fragrance group knows exactly what I'm talking about. A thank you from the very bottom of my heart for that. So so with that out of the way, just wanted to kind of summarize or kind of wrap it up in that for any improvements or for changes that you want to see on my channel, please feel free, leave a comment. Tell me what it is that you want changed on my channel, or what you want added, what you would like to see different, what you would like to see in general. Anything you might have, feel free, please just let me know. That's actually going to be one of the requirements for my giveaway, and you'll see what that is for the video. But again, I want to thank you for viewing. Time. I just wanted to touch on one last note, and that's time. Time is something that to me is very precious, and I've begun to really realize that just how important it is, to people in general, and for me it's especially important. The older I get, the more I realize that hey, time, at least as far as we are concerned, isn't infinite. We have a set amount of time, and for people to take their time to view my videos and to and to go over and to share what they think about fragrances, it really means a lot to me. It does really mean a lot to me, and I really want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for it. You know, one thing that I still maintain, you know, in fragrances is a very subjective subject, but despite that, you know, no matter who you are, your opinion counts, because you know how you view a fragrance. No matter what anyone says, nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take that experience that you get from any type of fragrance away from you. So if you think Curve smells better than, you know, certain Creed fragrances, Green Irish Tweed, that's your prerogative. If you think it's a better scent, you know, nobody else matters, only you matter. And that's really what it all boils down to in mine. So your opinion is no less than anyone else's opinion that's doing reviews. And I really want to keep that, or have everyone keep that in mind when they're reviewing anyone's fragrance review, for that matter. And time, you know, along those same lines, you know, your time is precious, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for, you know, allowing me to share what I think about fragrances, and, you know, you viewing my videos for that. So again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Leave your suggestions, and there will probably be other instructions for the giveaway as well, to leave that down in this video. I want to thank you again. Have a great and fantastic day, and take care of yourselves.